Hey, welcome everyone to The Good Place Season 3, Episode 10, Janet's with a plus, okay? We're going to talk about Janet's void, Chi-anor's love for Eleanor, plus a lot more. Don't you move.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we're back, guys. We're back. We missed you guys last week. Welcome to The Good Place Season 3, Episode 10, Janet's parentheses with a plus, right? We're going to get today into, we're going to talk about Janet's void. We're going to meet the accountant Neil, plus Chi-anor, L&D. I don't know how to match them up together. We're going to just put Chidi plus Eleanor. Plus, we're going to do a special segment, Chalk It Up to Chidi, news, predictions, and everything you want, all here coming up next right now. My name is Sayrie, and also we have a new host.
Yes, my name is Lauren, and thank you for welcoming me to The Good Place.
Well, this is the best place.
I would say it's the tip top.
Yeah. So what did you think about this episode?
I thought it was a great ending. Really great ending. Ooh. Did not see that little puppy coming. He was a sneaky canine.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I thought it was some pretty great acting on the part of Darcy, who plays Janet.
Yes.
Brava. I did miss seeing the other characters for the episode, though, because, they're going to be gone for a while.
Yes.
And I wanted to see them for as long as I possibly could. So I thought that part was, while it was great to see her flex her acting skills, I miss seeing the rest of our gang.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we start off this episode with Janet's void. It's Janet on Janet on Janet on Janet on Janet on Janet, right?
Yep.
We definitely, what's her, Gordon is her last name.
Darcy Carden.
Carden is her last name. Mm-hmm. She definitely flexed her muscles this episode. Or Caden. She flexes her muscles this episode. She plays Chidi, Tahani. She played everybody but Michael and Janet at this point. She plays Janet, but she didn't play Michael. And it was amazing to see. What did you think about, who do you think was her most believable character?
She did a really good job with Jason.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
I mean, at first when I saw her as him, I didn't hear the full voice because I think she only said one or two words when we first saw her portray him. Mm-hmm. And then once she changed into the outfit, she really embodied the Jason character and took it on.
Mannerisms and all.
Yeah.
I just saw the drool drop down her little dumb face.
Yeah.
Because Jason is a little off. And I also think she did a great job with Tahani. That accent came out of nowhere.
Tahani was the one that right out of the gate I thought she was the best at. But then once that the show continued, Jason, she totally stole my heart.
Stole the show. And I was warning from the last episode, what are they going to do? What is this void going to look like? What is the set going to look like? And come to find out, it's just white space with living room furniture. Like,
so smart production-wise.
Simple.
I mean, they really didn't have to pay that much for it. Mm-hmm. Good job there. But from a more realistic standpoint, if we're living in the world of the show, I love that it was just literally a void.
Yeah.
It was well described, just like Janet, always telling the truth, straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. And I with the exception of just the hot tub. Yeah. He comes in there, Jason's being Jason. Of course, he brings someone in. At this point, they said they can't conjure in anyone else, or they basically was going to explode Janet's mind. Mm-hmm. At this point, right? And of course, it starts off with a puppy, and then Jason, of course, brings in, Doughboy or Pillboy. What did you think about that when you saw Jason bring in Pillboy?
It seemed typical. I mean, that they all would be trying to manifest whatever they possibly could in the situation because all of them have relatively weak willpower, except for Chidi.
Yeah, for some reason, I didn't think she did too well on Chidi. Because like some of her gestures with her face
toward
was like,
the end, I think she did.
You think so?
Toward the end, but it wasn't. I think it took her a while to get into Chidi, to get into Eleanor. When they were having the face off at the very end, when it was like the two Janet Eleanor Chidis were in love with each other, I felt like at that point she had really sunk into those characters.
She mastered at that point, and at the point where they actually see Janet kissing Janet. So I don't know who did the special
Janet
effects.
on Janet action. It's a new type of porn, folks.
Woo! Let's get digital, baby. Like, I don't know who basically did the special effects this episode, but they had to have had at least a 5-camera split at least to see all the different characters. So it was 4 characters plus her. So I don't know how they even shot
I wonder
it.
who she was acting opposite of. Was it just her stand-in, or was it one of them that was standing in for Janet?
Yeah.
I wonder
know.
who it was. I would be
It was
interested to know more of the behind the scenes.
definitely a woman though, because when she goes in for the close up, she touches the hand. That was a nice hand. You know, no
Right.
offense, fellas, but the hand was nice and smooth and hairless. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Must have been. So it must have been that her stand-in was memorizing or doing the lines, and she was acting with that person. Great job.
Great, I know. That's definitely a way to do it. At the point where they find out that Janet is about to explode, at this point, are you convinced that she's going to explode? What were you thinking at
I
that
thought
point?
she was going to turn into marbles. I was like, how else are we going to manage this? It doesn't seem like there's any resolution in sight. Even if those two do fall in love and they figure it out, I didn't think that the void was going to seal up and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
So
true.
I was pretty convinced that the easiest route would be the route we would take. But yet again, the show twists things up.
Twists and turns. When I basically saw Janet and she steps out and she goes to meet the accountant. So we're going to talk about that next, meeting the accountant. But I'm not even gonna lie. At the last episode, I was wondering where are they gonna go with this. At this point, I'm like, come on, we've already reset a few times. And we've seen the bad place, and we've seen like the in-between bad place.
And we've been on Earth.
We've done it all. And we've seen
Truly.
everything but the good place, right? And when she goes to the void, I'm like, oh, okay. But at this point, I'm thinking, how in the world are they going to make this interesting for 30 minutes? And just like you said, too, when I saw the characters that long, in my mind, I was thinking, I kind of want to see Jason play Jason at this point. And you said you kind of got to that point, too, right? But, some things that you will never get tired of here at AfterBuzz.
Well, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows. From drama, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking you to please subscribe to one or more, hopefully more, of our YouTube channels. So by subscribing to the channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional, okay? So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments and we'll thank you on air. You're going to get that shout out, honey buns, okay? For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Exactly.
We love you.
Yeah.
Deeply, madly.
Give us a comment. Talk to us.
Intimately.
Turn off the lights.
Turn them off.
And light a candle. Okay, I don't know. At some point, that did kind of get a little sexy. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we got to keep it spicy here.
Got to keep them wanting more.
Yeah.
So we leave off with them going to the accountant, right?
Right.
Neil, what do you think when you first see Neil?
Boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Because whenever I think of an accountant, I think of boring. Sorry to an alienated of all of our accountant listeners and viewers.
Yeah.
It's not true, though. I do think you can find some art to the numbers. But I just feel like a guy who's an accountant for whether people can get to go to heaven or hell might be a little boring. Or maybe the most interesting person/being ever.
There could be something sexy about a man in a button-up shirt with a little
just crunching numbers like a
pen.
beast.
Yeah, full of ink. If you know what I mean. No, okay. It's not what you ink. That's a horrible pun. I know. I had to do one. This is the finale. I had to put a horrible one in there. So when I see Neil, first of all, I love him as an actor. He's hilarious and he's tall. I mean, he's towering over
Neil.
Michael.
Let's just call it out.
Yeah, I was like, wow, he's a jolly green giant. And it's the first time we get to meet neutral Janet. So if Darcy didn't have enough on her plate playing the 4 characters plus herself as good Janet, we have a new character, which is now neutral Janet.
Yep.
Who ends every sentence saying, let's see what she says. End of conversation.
Yeah.
She says something. You know how annoying that could be?
Have you ever met someone like neutral Janet?
Yes.
On Earth?
Yes.
Yeah. They're so confusing to me. I like to know how someone's feeling at all times. And when someone's just like a flatliner in life, it's really difficult.
It's the worst.
You can't read them.
Yeah, I like someone with a little bit of emotions. Not
little
emotional,
bit.
but just, hey, how are you doing today? I feel great, or I feel horrible. But at least you know where they stand.
Yeah, you've got some sort of, take on where they're at in life. There's a lot of neutral Janets just walking through the earth, just in a void.
This is a PSA. If you never feel anything, if you never smile, you never laugh, you never feel anger, then maybe
Maybe you're a neutral Janet.
Maybe you're a neutral Janet.
Go to your local doctor and get checked out today.
AfterBuzz. But no,
That's a lie.
it's ended with AfterBuzz, right? No. Yeah, so we meet neutral Janet. Of course, she's wearing beige because that's the color of neutral.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of liked her. No, I didn't like her as I liked Darcy.
That was a
her.
funny character. I love how they found a way to take the world in each different zone: the good place, the bad place. Well, the fake good place, the real bad place, and the neutral place.
Yeah,
and make kind of similar structures in each place that are fitted to that particular venue.
And it makes you feel like you're actually traveling to different, like you can feel the differences.
Yeah.
I can feel the difference at the good place. I can feel the difference at the neutral place. I can feel the difference on Earth, obviously, because that's where I'm from. But you're right. That's an art to this show for sure. When we're in the neutral place, we basically see the point system. And I'm not going to lie, that shocked me. The point system was that strict. I thought it was going to be, you fart, get 5 points, because that was something in an episode. But no one, how did you feel when they found out that the last person who got into the good place was 521 years ago?
It's rigged.
Rigged.
Somebody's been clogging the system. There's no way. And I think, too, there's just so many great commentaries on regular life in this show.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I think you're a sum of all your actions. You're not just like, if you do one bad thing, I don't think that you should be persecuted forever for it on this earth or in the next plane.
What about murder?
If you're truly sorry for it and you realize
Really?
you've done wrong and you atone for those sins, like you realize how you've done wrong and you feel it and you make amends and you do your best, like I don't think that you should be out of jail for it prematurely, but
be forgiven.
I think that you can and should be forgiven.
I agree with that. And I feel like people, when they forgive people in those positions, it's freedom for them. Like they feel lighter, they feel better, they feel healthier and happier.
Right.
So like, I'm sure you've heard that forgiveness is for you more than it is for the other person.
It's true, because otherwise, I think that they say that holding on to anger, which is a little different than forgiveness, but holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Ooh.
That's a Buddha quote.
Ding,
I
ding,
cannot
ding,
take
ding,
credit.
ding. Is it Buddha?
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's true that when you hold so tight to like bad feelings toward another person, it really does injure you over time. And I can't even imagine what it would feel like if you had a person you loved get murdered.
Yeah.
But I do think that people can change. Even the worst people can change.
And obviously the writers of The Good Place feel the same way. We talked about this in previous episodes, how The Good Place, actually they're trying to teach lessons. When they said that no one gets into The Good Place based on a merit system, that made me go, And I feel like they kind of tap into different religions. I don't know if you agree, but like Christianity, where you're kind of living on this, I have to do good to make it to heaven or to the good place, right?
But I feel like the idea of like, I have to do good in order to make it to heaven, no, because that's what I like about this show. It's like you can't be doing something because you want to get to the good place. You have to be doing it because it's actually the right thing to do. And I just think that the show is so brilliant. Did you watch The Office?
No, a couple episodes.
You need to watch The Office because it's also a Michael Schur show. And he created this show too. And it's just, he makes nice shows that have people on them that are flawed and not necessarily the best, that you might not like them all the time, but at their core, they're trying to get better and they're trying to relate to each other.
And that's on The Office.
I think that's on The Office and on The Good Place. Like all of his shows that I've seen have this through line of just, it's a nice show that teaches you a lesson, and even though there's some weird things going on in it, lifts you up in this strange way.
Oh, I think I can use that. I have to tune into The Office when I need a little inspiration.
But don't you feel The Good Place does that too?
It does. It makes me feel like I am human and it's okay to mess up.
Yes.
It's an extreme farce. But it definitely nails the nail into the hammer. The hammer nails into the wood of the hammer. You get the point.
I like hammers.
The wood and the nail and the hammer, you get the point. And in this episode, they basically find Doug Forcett. Now, we've seen him in previous episodes as being the blueprint for what's good.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, so at the accountant's office, they want to see if Doug will make it to the good place. At this point, are you thinking Doug is a shoo-in or...
No, I thought he wasn't a shoo-in because of what we saw in earlier in the season, the previous episode with him, where they talked about how he was a mess and basically everything he was doing actually made life harder for others.
True. You know,
But he tried so hard.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought Doug, I thought he had a better chance.
Yeah,
it was a
you would
twist for
think
me.
he does, but he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Oh, she's like, what? You think so, Doug, but according to Judge Lauren, you're not good enough, Doug. You might as well go get a hamburger or something. That what he said was bad in the episode. With 520,000 points, they said he was definitely going to get into the good place. And all of a sudden, the twist was, how old is he? 68 years old. Oh yeah, no, You know, I was like, okay, that's definitely funny. As if he was like 20, he would got into the good place.
Yeah.
But those points are definitely not enough for someone knocking on 70. Once again, I thought that was like crazy. And also, let's talk about Chi-anor. Let's see, Chi-anor, Eleanor.
So, did you make up this name?
Totally, all me. Totally, as you can tell. No, Chidi and Eleanor, you put it together. Chi-anor.
I think Chi-anor is really pretty because it sounds like a chia pet.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Chia-nor.
Hey, you know, you heard it here first, guys. Pay us if you put it on the show. Because Elodie doesn't sound good.
Elodie's pretty.
Elodie.
But I feel like I get the idea more from Chi-anor because they're kind of a mess.
Yeah.
They're like a chia pet.
Yeah.
But you sometimes just love them.
Yeah, you just want to hold them and rub them and stroke them.
Yeah, and like make them grow.
Ooh.
Sorry that I came on and I really messed with the sanctity of this after show.
Woo.
I don't mean to.
You just want to stroke them and make them grow. That deserved a
That's what she
repeat.
said, Michael
That's what
Scott.
she said. Yeah, so Chi-anor, basically Eleanor is desperate. She wants Chidi to basically feel what she feels. And I feel like, to be honest, I think she was forcing it on him. Do you feel like she was being too aggressive at this point?
I think she was just like, just acknowledge this happened. Stop being so based in, well, the facts state, blah, 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 and just be a freaking person. And so she was frustrated because he wasn't just letting himself be a human and admitting what might have happened and how it could be possibly influencing them now. So I do get what you're saying. She really was pushing the issue, but I get that. Like, have you ever just been trying to convey some information to someone and they refuse to listen to you?
Yeah.
It's like, this happened, dude. Like, whether or not you feel it, it's true for me. Like, can you acknowledge that at least?
Yeah, he just would not let it go. He's like, I don't remember it. It wasn't me. And then he breaks down these three philosophers and even proved why he didn't feel that way. But lo and behold, when everything was about to hit the fan, Chidi finally starts naming everything. It wasn't until Eleanor was in trouble and the world is basically going to end, right?
Yeah.
And Chidi's finally like,
The void was melting.
yeah, I like it when you snore. I like it when your nose do a winkle. Like, he started naming all this crazy stuff about her, and he was like, you know what? I just like you, you know. And he
What do you think the thing was when they were switching into different people?
that was off.
What was that
definitely off for
supposed
me.
to be?
I don't know, trying to show her like being manic depressant, but it was a stretch, you know. I guess, and this show also pushes towards diversity. So seeing her change from age, you know, old to young to different nationalities, you know, I thought that was definitely a good place move. You know, but was it needed? Yeah.
I just
was a
didn't
stretch.
understand it. I want someone to explain it to me. I just joined the chat, so if you're watching, tell us what that was about because I didn't get it.
Well, they were saying that she was losing herself. She was forgetting who she
right.
was. So since she was forgetting who she
So
was,
she was turning into many
to an
different
Asian
people.
person and an old white lady, then a black guy, then a black chick. Like, I don't know. I guess when you forget yourself in the void,
You could be anyone.
yeah, you turn into a Michael Jackson song. You know, don't matter if you're black or white, black. You know, she just started changing it. It's like, what? And Chidi's looking at her like, what in the world is going on?
And that was the moment he chose to fall in love with her.
Which was interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think-
Because he was trying to bring her back to herself. I think that's why. Because he realized, well, now this person who I think I do love is fading away from me, and the only way I can get her back is by helping her remember who she is. So,
And-
okay, I get it. Sort of.
Since he,
I think it was a stretch, but I get it.
Yeah. And since he knew so much about her, I think he was like, I think that was his moment, like, I do love her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was beautiful. And it's something beautiful about the fact that once he realizes the truth about their love, then they become human again. Did you get that? Or,
Yeah.
is that too sappy? Is that too many Disney
that's
movies?
exactly what it was.
Okay.
And that's when Janet stopped basically
The light thing.
internally combusting, and lightning stopped coming out of her face. She actually looked
Bad Botox.
very cool.
Yeah.
But also bad Botox.
Bad Botox. Horrible Botox. You know. But yeah, so and then it was the moment when he discovered, you know, that he loves her and the truth about their love, that they both become the human beings, and then ultimately destroys Janet to where she has to throw him out. She has to throw him up.
Throw him up out of the void, and then they
void.
end up in the accountant's office.
Yes. Going for, well, what did you feel like? How did you feel when you see them in the accountant's office? What was your initial?
When I saw the gang in the accountant's office,
yeah.
I was scared.
The fugitives.
I thought that they were going to get whatever the equivalent of the neutral place murder is.
what is that?
I don't know. I mean,
wiped
I
off.
guess they probably would have exiled them to the bad place, because that's what the bad place had a warrant out for their arrest, right?
True. Yeah, they're fugitives. So Michael's quick thinking. At this point, Michael has been trying to save him. To be fair, he's been trying to save him all season, right?
Yeah.
We can agree on that one. And Janet gives him that winning speech. She's like, you know what, Michael? You can save them. You're trying to find the accountant, you're trying to find this person, that person to save this gang. But actually, you're the sauce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. You're the sauce, Michael. And Michael ultimately shoots him up the mail chute, and they land in the good place.
Yeah. First people to be there in
Woo.
quite some time.
521 years.
I wonder what the real good place is like.
I wonder if it's real. Like, you know, you see them in this little...
What if the ending
room.
of the show is that we all go to hell? Because you just said, I wonder if it's real.
Yeah. That would be interesting for sure. Or if the good place was Earth.
I've always thought that there is no hell, and that Earth is the closest we get to hell, because we're all like, to live is to suffer, you know, and you have to find meaning in your suffering. And then we all go to a good place, recharge, and then come back here until we're done learning our lessons.
But where's the place you recharge?
I picture it being up.
It's just up that way. Okay.
Yeah.
But what does that look like to you though?
To me, it kind of looks like Janet's void.
No, I can't.
Like, I see, like, everybody, I'm very, very woo-woo.
Really?
So I see their energy all connecting to each other, and we, like, go there to recharge, and then we come back in another body.
So just a white abyss. Mm-hmm. Huh. Interesting. And this is
the closest thing we get to hell. It's not really hell, but it's...
So no heaven.
I see that, like, recharge place as heaven.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. You know what? I think I would get claustrophobic there, though. Well, then again, you can make whatever you want.
Because energy is, like, there's no space. It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
True. Oh, yeah. Just give me a little chill thinking about it. Just white everywhere.
But I also believe that everything could be true. Like, what's true for me might not be true for you, because the universe is so much greater than we can understand that all of the people, every philosophy might be true.
I feel like you're a philosopher, Lauren. I just want to snap and just zone out. You should just record something. I'm just going to sit back and meditate and hear your voice and take me to the good place.
No, that's very sweet. I'm fascinated by all this stuff, and I just think it's such an interesting take that this show has, because I never would have thought of it as a point system. But it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that they've interpreted all these different religions and the way we view the afterlife and put it into this very literal point system.
It's almost limiting.
Oh, it's very limiting.
A point system is very limiting, because it's just,
it doesn't account for the gray areas, and there's so many gray areas of life. And there's, like we talked about, you know, just because you do one damning thing doesn't mean that you are damned.
Yeah, I be damned if you're be just damned. Can we say that?
Oh yeah.
Can we say damned?
We can say everything here.
Oh Lord,
they might tell you otherwise, but it's not true. The internet's free reign.
Yeah, we've lost points for sure. I don't know if we're gonna get to your white abyss that you explained it to me, but I lost some points.
I think it's fine to swear as long as you don't swear to another person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about my point system, so I'll just leave it alone for right now.
Okay.
But we're gonna get into our chalk it up to Chidi, and he's gonna give you a little. Is there a soundbite for that?
Chalk it up to Chidi.
There it is.
That's the soundbite.
Chalk it up to Chidi. You know, basically Chidi once again spits knowledge, right? And he is breaking down different philosophers. He mentions John Locke, Conceptions of Self. Every time he gets to these spill, I just want to just get somewhere comfortable and just relax, because it actually is quite informative. I've actually learned a lot from this show for sure. He talked about personal identity, an essay concerning humane understanding, formulated in 1689. memory theory of personal identity. Personal identity equals memory plus consciousness. So in the episode, Chidi basically was saying that he can't remember the other Chidi in that instance of the reboot. So therefore, it doesn't exist, and consciousness doesn't exist. So it wasn't him. Do you agree with that? Like,
no, because there's plenty of things in your life that you don't remember, and you still did them.
Touche.
You know?
Yeah, I don't remember what I did when I was 3, but I'm pretty sure I did a lot.
Yeah.
But he's saying if you
over the
can't remember, it's like, you know, it's almost like it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who get drunk all the time and do terrible things who would love that to be true. You don't do terrible things.
No, absolutely not. I said, I got you for the get drunk. And he say terrible things like, oh, nope. Nope, she's trying to set me up. No. And he talks about also Derek Parfit. And basically he explores the intuitions and identity of split brain thought experimenting. So basically, you split off into different people. Your brain splits off into different personalities, which sounds like schizophrenia to me.
Yeah, if it's quite that literal, but I feel like we all do have different parts of our personality that come out with certain people. Like when I first met you, which we just met today, I instantly felt comfortable with you and I knew I could be myself with you.
Cool.
But there's some people you meet, you know, that you feel like you have to guard yourself more with and you kind of show only certain parts of your personality. I feel like that's what that means, not that we're literally different people.
Because if you're going with that reasoning, that makes sense because you're different at your job versus different with if you have children versus different, you know, around, I don't know, your if you do go to church, like your pastor.
Right.
So,
it's all coming out of the same body, the same consciousness, but it's a different aspect of it.
Yeah, so you guys definitely look that up. If you're interested in more philosophy from John Locke, it's spelled L-O-C-K-E, and also Derek, D-E-R-R-E-K, P-A-R-F-I-T. And he also throw out another one named Hugh, basically saying that you don't really believe they have a self, a bundle of our ever-changing impressions. Oh, there's no thing as a self. We're just a mixture of a whole bunch of different impressions. But that one they didn't really go into. It was really like a split second. He spit that line out. So definitely go look that up if you want to get more into it. And that would be I chalk it up to Chidi today.
I chalk it up to Chidi.
You got some news for us, Lauren?
I do. I've got some great news actually for us Good Place fans.
TV news.
Woo! That's right. We got to get that drop to make it official. So we have some Golden Globe news. We got some nominations. So The Good Place was nominated in 2 categories: Best TV Comedy Series, which is well-deserved, and Best TV Comedy Actress for Kristen Bell. So
nice. She is killing it.
She is. She's
so
amazing. So lovable.
And the crazy thing about it is she is a bad character.
Yeah.
But you love her as a bad character.
But she always gets better. She always works to get better. And that's what I think is, you can love anyone even if they have really bad qualities if they're constantly working on changing them.
Touche.
You know?
No, that is true. I agree with that. You know, it's not about where you are, it's how you finish. Everyone starts in different ways. You know, people start in different environments. People start, you know, the nature versus nurture. But just by being exposed to different things, you have the opportunity and the chance to change.
Right.
Whether you do it or not, you still got the opportunity. So, yeah, we love Eleanor here, and thank you for that news.
Oh, anytime.
And on to our predictions. I don't know why I'm having an accent today.
I love it. I love it.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV
News. Oh, predictions.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, news. I'll let you start it off. What do you think what's gonna happen?
Ooh, I'm interested. I think that they're gonna go to whoever is the head of the Good Place and be like, "This is bullshit. We want to get in here."
Bullshirt.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Holy fork.
Yeah. What the fork is going on?
I have to say that is so satisfying hearing them say "what the fork" because you never really get to hear someone say the F word on TV. So hearing someone say it with the same
Close enough.
intention,
Yeah,
it's like,
satisfying.
yes.
It just hits the spot.
It really
like,
does.
Fork you, and you know, but you can hear it in your head. You know, it's like,
Exactly. I love hearing it.
And what was it? Shirt balls. She said,
Shirt balls.
What? You know, I don't give a shirt, and it's like, I got your point, Eleanor. I got your point.
So I think that they're going to try to find whoever is in charge of the Good Place, which I'm very curious. Who is it? Would it be God? Is there a God? They've never mentioned God.
That's interesting too, which makes me
They've
think
never
that
mentioned God.
I'm starting to think the creators are atheists. I think this is all.
They
just
might be.
This is all BS, right?
Yeah, but like, wouldn't that be interesting if there was a heaven and hell for atheists too? Like, everybody had their own version of it, and like, just because there wasn't a God for those people, like, doesn't mean that there wasn't some sort of separation in the afterlife.
That would be interesting for sure. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what God is going to look like for this show. If it, like you said, if it even exists, I think.
I don't know if God would exist because, well, I guess there are demons. There's demons plural. So maybe there's gods plural or angels plural.
For this show, I definitely think God would probably be like a woman, though.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just think
I think God should be a
up.
woman or God should be gender neutral. I mean,
how would that look? Like,
I don't know. Maybe like a
no, maybe bald,
non-binary
no hair.
person. You could just get a non-binary
Just a
person to play
computer.
God. Like that one person on Billions. Mm-hmm. They could get them.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if the actors are available to come shoot on. We've only got 3 episodes left.
I say they should get them for that part.
There you go. Okay. I feel like this is a far off prediction. Okay. This might be even a season finale type of prediction. But I feel like Michael's gonna be the next ruler. Well, I don't want to say he's going to be the next God, but he's going to be the next guy in charge of everything. He's going to reboot all the system for the good place, the bad place. He's definitely going to overtake the neutral zone and basically have the point system. Yeah. Have the point
and
system
wouldn't
done
that
over.
be the most beautiful version of someone redeeming themselves? Someone who literally started out as a demon, becoming a godlike character.
I don't know why that made me warm inside. Like, that made me feel good. Like,
because
second
it
chances,
just
yeah.
goes to show if a demon can do it, any of us can.
Yeah, because some of us are a little
Put that on a
demons.
t-shirt.
Yeah. If a demon can do it, you can too. Like, any of us could do it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my prediction. I think Michael's going to be he's going to end up being either the judge or the person that just runs and pulls all the strings. Because definitely it's a broken system at this point.
As is this country. I'm kidding. You know what? I have faith that just like in The Good Place, if Michael can do it, any of us can. And I think that this country is going to come together.
Yeah, and we'll end on that. I think that's a great place to end. Because I think sometimes entertainment reflects, current events and, vice versa. So I'll piggyback on that. I don't know. We went way deep with it. The Good Place is basically saying that our presidency and everything is going to work out for us. But yeah, until next week for The Good Place, actually it's going to be into January. They're going to come back with their new episodes and stuff like that. And we can't wait. There's only 3 episodes left. You guys stay tuned and go ahead and comment in that little comment area. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us how you feel. Tell us who you think might be God. I'm thinking maybe Morgan Freeman at this point. But until then, my name is...
He's been God enough.
He has been. Give somebody else a chance, Morgan Freeman. But until then, I'm Funny Sayrie on social media, on Instagram and Twitter. FUNNYSAYRIE. And Lauren?
And I'm at Lauren LoGrasso, LoGrasso. And I have a show coming up, a music show, this Tuesday. It's going to be at 9:30 at Bar Lubitsch in West Hollywood. If you're in the LA area, I'd love to see you. And I know you have a show coming up too on Friday, right?
This Friday at J Spot. And also at 7 o'clock, Empire After Show, right here at AfterBuzz.
Well, check it out. Come see us live and watch us live, and we appreciate you. Happy holidays, honey buns.
All right, and until then, you guys stay in a good place. I don't know. That's cheesy.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.